How are you all? I hope all are doing well. Yes, dear children, all of us like to fly kites, isn't it? Have you ever tried to fly one? Yes. In today's class, we are going to learn a poem about the kite. The Kite by Harry Benn. The Kite by Harry Benn. Now I am going to read this poem. Listen to me carefully. The Kite. How bright on the blue is a kite when it's new. With a dive and a dip, it snaps its tail. Then soars like a ship with only a sail, as over tides of wind it rides. Climbs to the crest of a gust and pulls, then seems to rest as wind falls. When string goes slack, you wind it back and run until a new breeze blows and its wings fill and up it goes. How bright on the blue is a kite when it's anew, but a raggeder thing you never will see when it flaps on a string in the top of a tree. When it flaps on a string in the top of a tree. By Harry Benn. The Kite. The Kite is a poem written by Harry Benn. The Kite is a poem written by Harry Benn. Let us know about the poet Harry Benn. Harry Benn was born on September 24th of 1898, and he was an American screenwriter as well as he was children's author. He was born on September 24th of 1898, a place called McCabe, Arizona in United States of America, and he was died on September 6th of 1973 at the age of 74 in a place called Greenwich, Connecticut in United States of America. Let us move to the poem, The Kite. Let us sing the poem, The Kite, together. The Kite. How bright on the blue is a kite when it's new. With dive and a dip, it snap its tail. The soars like a ship with only a sail. As over tides of wind it rides, climbs to the crest of a gust and pulls, then seems to rest as wind falls. When string goes slack, you wind it back and run until a new breeze blows and its wings fill and up it goes. How bright on the blue is a kite when it's new, but a ragged thing you never will see when it flaps on a string in the top of a tree. When it flaps on a string in the top of a tree. Let us move to the explanation part of the poem. How bright on the blue is a kite when it's new. With a dive and a dip, it snaps its tail, then soars like a ship with only a sail. How bright on the blue is a kite when it's new. The kite is new and it is flying on the blue, bright, clear sky. And what happened now? With the dive and the dip, it snaps its tail. Dive and dip means to get into a water or going in the water. That is called dive and dip. How if suppose someone is going into the water deeply, like that only the kite also dive and dip in the sky. It snaps its tail. How a swimmer dive and dip in the water or in the ocean, and how he snaps his legs and hands, like that only the kite which snaps its tail. Snaps means cracking sound in the blowing air while it reaching the height of the sky. Then soars like a ship. Then it soars like a ship, like figure of speech. Which is figure of speech here? We can find, yes, like, which symbolizes simile. Then the kite soars like a ship with only a sail. Soars means flying high here. How the ship is soaring into the water or in the ocean, like that only we can find the kite here, which is flying high into the sky with only a sail, as over tides of wind it rides. Tides means rising and falling waves. We can find the rising and falling waves in the ocean, like that only the kite also rising and falling in the sky while it reaching to the top of the sky. As over tides, like the tides which arises in the ocean or in the water, like that only the kite also covered with its tides and it rides in the wind in the sky. And it climbs to the crest of a gust and pulls. The kite is flying in the sky to reach the crest means mountain top is called crest. Here the kite is tides and rides because of the blowing wind, and it seems to be reach the crest, means it seems to be climbs to the crest, means the top of the mountain, and of a gust and pulls. Gust means a strong wind or the rush of winds, which is called gust, and pull means force. Because of the force or pulling of the rushy winds, the kite which climbs the top of the mountain. Here the poet says about the kite and how it moves or how it reaches the peak of the sky here, and then seems to rest as wind falls. Already the kite reaches the crest, means the mountain top, because of the force, or the kite which reaches the crest, means the top of the mountain, because of the force or pulling of the rush of wind, and later it seems to be rest as wind falls. When wind blows slowly, it looks like it seems to be take a rest over the top of the mountain. And when string goes slack, you wind it back and run until a new breeze blows. What happened now? When the string goes slack, you wind it back. String means rope or line or the threads which twisted together. Means we can find the twisted threads together in the kite, isn't it? Yes. That slack. Slack means loose. When the kite reaches the height of the sky, it loses, means it slacks its rope or slacks its twisted threads. and you wind it back. When we pull it out again or pull it back, it comes down to the sky, isn't it? When we pull that rope or loses its rope, it reaches towards the sky, and again when we control that rope in our hand, again this kite which comes towards the earth, or which the rope or that twisted threads can control in our hand, isn't it? Yes, while we again pulling in our hand. And then what happened? Let's see. And run until a new breeze blows and its wings fill and up it goes. While we loses the rope or line of or threads of the kite, again that kite is run until a new breeze blows, until a fresh winds blows or breezes slowly. The kite run across the world, across the environment or across the air, and its wings fill and up it goes. Again its wings, like a bird, how it flies in the sky, like that only kites also flying like a bird which have wings. Even kites wings also fills with the breezing air, and again it goes up. And how bright on the blue, it's a kite when it's new. What is the color of the kite or the bright sky we can find here? The bright on the blue. The sky is looking blue. It is covered with clear, freshy color of blue, and the kite which looks new on that blue sky. On that cloudy, blue, bright sky, the kite looks anew in that sky. But a raggeder thing you never will see when it flaps on a string in the top of a tree. Raggeder means tattered. But the tattered things we can see while the kite reaches up to the sky, means it loses its cloths or the threads which covered, that is called tattered or raggeder, and we can never able to see that when it reaches up to the sky, when it flaps on a string in the top of a tree. Means a kite which looks very bright and beautiful on the clear sky, but when it gets stuck on the tree top, or when it gets stuck on the top of the tree, it gets torn, it gets ragged, or it gets tattered and given a poor worn out look which is not liked by anyone. The kite is looking anew while it reaches up to the bright clear sky, bright blue sky, beautiful sky, but when it reaches again the top, it became ragged, or it is torn. The kite flaps on a string in the top of a tree. Means it is already torn, it is already ragged, and its flaps means hangs loose. Its threads were become loose now, and that string in the top of the tree, that rope is stuck in the tree top. Now a new looking kite which is torn, which is ornate, and now that kite is not liked by anyone. At the beginning the kite is looking new, and it reaches up to the sky or the top of the mountain, and it moves like a source of the ship and it is also having a movement like dive and dip like a water, and it climbs to the crest, and even it looks like it is running in the breezing blows of the wind, and even its wings also fills and up it goes again and again towards the sky, and again it also seems like its strings go slack, and again it looking like it came back, and now again it struck and it torn out the threads which twisted together are worn out now, and that loses as well as which is called as flaps, and that string is now gets stuck in the top of a tree. This is all about the poem The Kite. Let us move to the summary part of the poem The Kite. The kite which looks bright when it is in the blue sky, and again it dives and dips and even snaps and soars like a ship, and which is riding on the wind. That kite reaches to the crest, and immediately with a sudden gust it takes rest, and with the fall of the wind it goes loose, and again then with the help of a new breeze again it goes up, and it seems to us to be a ragado, and when it flaps on a string in the top of a tree. The new words which we can find in this poem are snaps, means cracking sound. Tides means rising and falling waves. Rising and falling waves. Crest means mountain top. Gust means a strong and rush of wind. String means rope or threads which twisted together. Slack means loose. Ragado means status. Snaps means cracking sound. Tides means rising and falling waves. Crest means mountain top. Gust means a strong rush of wind. String means rope or threads which twisted together. Slack means loose. Ragado means tatters. There are so many rhyming words are there in this poem. Rhyming words means rhyming words are two or more words that have the same or similar ending sound. Rhyming words are two or more words which have the same or the similar ending sound. In the poem The Kite, we can observe so many words have the same or similar ending sound. Let us see the rhyming words. Let us see the rhyming words which are there in this poem. Blue, new. Dip, ship. Tail, sail. Tides, rides. Crest, rest. Pulls, falls. Slack, back. Blows, goes. Until, fill. Thing, string. See, tree. Once again I am going to repeat the words, rhyming words now. Blue, new. Dip, ship. Tail, sail. Tides, rides. Crest, rest. Pulls, falls. Slack, back. Blows, goes. Until, fill. Thing, string. See, tree. Yes, dear children, I hope you understood this